Hey Leo, welcome to your weekly forecast for January 17th through the 23rd. This is going to be for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, a general reading for the Leo Collective. You may stumble upon this video outside of the dates I mentioned. That's fine. You're going to find that whenever it's time for you to hear the messages that are here. Keep in mind it's a general message for the collective, or a general reading, I should say, for the collective. So not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. Without further ado, my lovely Leos, let's see what's going on. Setting the intention here for the 17th through the 23rd. Keep in mind we've got the full moon energy on the 17th. Usually we'll start picking up on full moon energy 3 days before and 3 days after. Sometimes it could be a little bit more than that, depending on what's going on energetically. But we're going to connect here and see what messages are coming up. The first card coming up for you guys is the moon. I was just talking about the full moon. Those of you that have been watching my videos for a while, you know why I'm chuckling. So when I'm reading for somebody and we've got like a full moon or a new moon coming up, and I get the moon card, or if I'm using an oracle deck and a card comes up that like has a moon in it, for me, this is Spirit's way of emphasizing that this particular moon cycle is going to be very significant for you. And that there's something here happening within your release, or within this full moon energy, that is going to be helping you come into a significant chapter of your life. And we've got the moon here, which is a major arcana card. Anytime the major arcana cards come up, it's telling us the situation that we're dealing with is directly connected to something we came here to master, accomplish, coming into a new chapter, a significant crossroads. So this is a time of big change for Leos. Okay, the moon card has the sense or feeling of doing shadow work, you know, things that are maybe buried or hidden. It's very closely connected with intuition. Okay, and so there's a sense here in tapping into your intuition, releasing your fears. Some of you are finally giving yourself permission to tap into your spiritual gifts. And it's something that maybe you have dismissed for a long time. I feel some of you that might be watching are even kind of skeptical of there even being any kind of a spirit world at all. And or like psychics and tarot, like you maybe make fun of it or you laugh at it. But yet you've been finding yourself interested in watching these kinds of videos and maybe even reading books on the subject. And some of you, I'm just going to say this, Leo, some of you who have been skeptics and who've been making fun of it for a long time, it's because you've been running away from your own gifts and abilities. It was too scary and you don't want to believe. You don't want to believe that it's real because it scared you or it frightened you. And now you're starting to overcome those fears. Some of you, maybe you're not skeptical. You're like, Amethyst, I'm not skeptical, but I've always kind of thought I had abilities, but I've been afraid of them. You know, this applies to you too. You're overcoming the fears and allowing yourself to tap into your spiritual gifts and abilities. Okay, that's the feeling and the vibe I'm hearing here, feeling here with the moon. Some of you will have a very significant, very big emotional purge of things that have been bottled up for a long time, and things that maybe you didn't want to release. And interestingly enough, for some reason, I feel for some of you this is directly connected to experiences that your mother had. And you may be an empath, and you may have carried a lot of things for your mother. This doesn't mean that you had a bad relationship with her. So when I'm talking about releasing things from your mom or having to do with your mom, maybe you cared for this mother figure until she crossed over, or maybe you cared for her or were trying to be there for her during like a significant health scare. But something happened here where you absorbed a lot of her suffering or a lot of her fears because you may not have realized you're an empath. And so I feel some of you are purging things from the past that you absorbed or you tried to take away energetically, right? Like you didn't want to see her suffer, or you didn't want to see her struggling, or you didn't want her to be scared, and you just absorbed a lot of that energy. And you've been holding on to it ever since. And so for a lot of you in this full moon cycle, you're going to be releasing it and letting it go, because you're going to have help here energetically in having this energetic or emotional purge. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a strained relationship with your mom or that you had a bad mom. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about empath energy here, or the ways that empaths hold on to things. It's a very specific message, so obviously that's not going to be for every single one of you, but Spirit is my boss, and so I have to follow the rules, and the rules are if I hear something, I have to say it, okay? And so I heard it, so I have to say it. The next card coming up here for Leo is the Four of Wands. Now, I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot readings for love and romance, and then so for that reason, Four of Wands gets typecast as a wedding, right? People see Four of Wands and they're like, oh my God, I'm getting married. And that can definitely, positively, absolutely be the case for some of you. Maybe some of you are manifesting marriage, or you're in the middle of planning a wedding, or that can be the case. But there's more meanings to the Four of Wands. And Four of Wands is stability, security, long-term stability, security, abundance. It can have a sense of like a homecoming. So some of you may be planning a trip, or maybe even considering the possibility of moving back home, or moving to a place that was significant for you in your childhood. Okay, so there could be a sense of returning home in this way. Some of you might be feeling very cold to take a trip to a specific part of the world that's like calling to you, but you've never been there before. And it could be a past life thing, like on a spiritual level, like your soul is like, this is where I feel the most at home. So some of you might be looking into or considering some kind of immigration process to a different part of the world. Now, the Four of Wands, as I said, can have to do with marriage traditionally, right? It's one of the most common views of the Four of Wands. So when it's coming up next to the Moon card, some of you in this emotional purge and release that you're having in this moon cycle, you may be releasing a fear of marriage. You may be releasing fears around commitment, okay? And some of you might say, Amethyst, I don't have fears of commitment, but I keep attracting people who have a fear of commitment, and I just can't seem to find anybody who wants to settle down. Well, chances are you're terrified of letting in the wrong person. You're terrified of getting hurt, and you're scared to trust people. And you're like, well, yeah, how can I not if that keeps being my experience? Your fear of commitment is coming up with being afraid to trust people. So then you're being attracted to other people who have fear of commitment. And those people, their fear of commitment might be that they're going around jumping into bed with everybody, right? You might not be the kind of person who's running around and jumping into bed with everybody. You might be very scared to let anybody in. But this cycle is ending. Your fear of trusting is ending, and you're being you're finding yourself attracted to healthier partners, to healthier relationships. And so if there's been any kind of fear of commitment or fear of marriage, a lot of you are going to be purging or releasing those fears in this moon cycle. The next card that's coming up for Leo is the Queen of Pentacles. And Queen of Pentacles is stability, security, abundance, success, happy home. We have a ongoing theme here of happy home life. Some people even sometimes refer to the Queen of Pentacles as the domestic goddess. Okay, The Queen of Pentacles is the kind of energy where she works very hard, but she also plays hard. She's going to work hard because she has a taste for the finer things, and she wants to be able to have the finer things. So this is going to be a very comfortable and happy home. Being able to really kind of enjoy the fruits of your labor. A lot of the times the Queen of Pentacles comes up for me to give confirmation that there's going to be property acquired, or that there's going to be an upgrade in your living situation. And she comes up for me in my readings when she's really emphasizing and stressing that physical self-care is going to be crucial for you in the coming days and weeks. With the things that you're releasing, the things that you're trying to manifest, physical self-care is crucial. This means getting good quality sleep. This means getting good quality nutrition. This means creating a sense of sanctuary for yourself and your home environment. This is especially true for those of you who are wanting to move away or get away. We need to create the energy in the current space so that when we leave, we're expanding or building upon that energy instead of leaving in this energy of discontentment and unhappiness and uneasiness. Otherwise, that's going to follow us. And then we're going to go into the wandering gypsy, I'm telling you from my own experience. And maybe this might be especially true for you if you have a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo placement. Okay, I don't have any Leo placement, but I do have Virgo and Taurus placements. And maybe some of you have Virgo and Taurus placements, and maybe you've just felt this sense of like, nowhere is home, right? This is how this is going to be clearing. This is how this is going to be released, okay? And coming into a sense of being able to really start to put down roots. Make sure that you're creating some kind of unwinding little routine for you at the end of the day. Even if you're not working, even if you're unemployed, and even if you're like, look, I don't see anybody, I don't talk to anybody, I don't know who I would cut cords with. Maybe people came into your mind during the day that you felt resentment about. Or you found yourself, seeing something that kind of upset you or put you in a bad mood or triggered you. Those are the kinds of things you can cut cords with. Okay? At the end of the day, unwinding, maybe you want to have your nighttime wind down music on. Maybe if you're into candles or incense or aromatherapy, or like a nice hot bath or a nice long shower. Lotions and pajamas and bed sheets that feel good against the skin. Anything that you can do that makes it feel good to be in your body, do those things, because this is grounding you. This is helping you feel a sense of abundance and enjoying your space. That's going to attract more abundance into your life, going to keep you grounded, going to keep you in nice, stable energy, and it's going to help you to manifest. Okay, physical self-care is crucial right now. When you're having meals, prepare your meals and have your meals the way that you would if you had a guest over. You're not gonna microwave a hot dog and hand it to your guest and tell them to stand up, stand over the trash can, or stand over the sink and eat the hot dog, and then just crash out on the couch whenever they're tired or they want to rest. You're not going to do that with a guest. So don't do that to yourself. Prepare a meal, put some love in it, make it look nice, sit down and enjoy it. Savor the textures and the colors and the flavors. Just sit there and really be present for it. Anything that you can do to connect with the physical world is going to be crucial right now. And feeling cared for, feeling secure, improving mood, improving focus, improving thinking and mental clarity. I can't stress enough that the physical self-care is going to be really crucial. The next card coming up here for Leo is the Queen of Cups. So now this could be water energy. Water is going to be Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. You may have those placements, and so there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those areas of your life or in those houses if you have earth or water placements. Some of you may be gravitating towards an earth or water sign person or people, specifically maybe feminine energy. Maybe these are individuals that you're seeking out for advice or for comfort or encouragement or guidance in some way. Now, just as the Queen of Pentacles comes up for me in my readings to say that physical self-care is crucial at this time for you, Queen of Cups comes up for me in the readings to say that at this time, emotional self-care is crucial for you. So you're going to have to be paying attention to both of these areas, Leo. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself physically and that you are making time for emotional self-care. So when you find emotions or feelings coming up, they're coming up because it's time to let yourself ride that wave and to feel those feelings. We hear so much about releasing, and we're like, how do I release? How do I release? It's easy and it's complicated at the same time. The act itself is an easy act. Allowing ourselves to do it is difficult. The way that we release is by allowing ourselves to feel something and get it out of our system. So this means if something is coming up and you're wanting to cry, it means letting yourself cry. If something is coming up and you're getting angry, let yourself get angry. Find some constructive ways or productive ways to let that anger out. Maybe you're going to scream into a pillow. Maybe you have things that can't be repaired and can't be used and can't be donated, and you think, you know what, I'm going to take it out into the yard and I'm going to take a baseball bat to it. You know, whatever that you can do that can release this anger in a safe way. Sadness, anger, whatever it might be. If you're living in a confined space or enclosed space and you have a lot of anger, but you're like, I wish I had a yard where I could go and break stuff. I can't do that where I am. I went to this one release session one time that someone was putting together, and they made something called burn sticks. And what they did is they took like a big towel, like a big beach towel, and they rolled it up really tightly. Like they folded it over and then they rolled it up really, really tightly into like a bat shape or into like a cylinder shape. And then they wrapped it up really, really tight with duct tape, like super, super tight with duct tape. So even though it was a towel, it was really solid. It was like a stick. And so they took the stick and they just beat it as hard as they could against the floor. Now, maybe you have people living under you and that's still going to make noise. Maybe you can hit your couch. Maybe you can hit your mattress. And it's not going to damage anything. Because even though it's like this hard shape, it's just a towel wrapped in tape. So it's not going to break anything unless you're knocking something off a counter and it breaks because it falls on the floor. That's the only way you would break anything with it. So Spirit just said to pass that along, so I'm passing that along. Maybe some of you want to make your own little burn stick and get some anger out in a enclosed space, where you don't have somewhere where you can go and break things or whatever. But I'm feeling a lot of anger being released. Also, after you let yourself feel these feelings, do things that are going to soothe you or comfort you. Maybe it's taking a nap. Maybe it's reading a good book. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's listening to music. Maybe it's, taking a nice bath. Whatever it might be that's going to give you a sense of soothing or comfort, follow it up with that soothing and that comfort. But Leo, you guys are coming into stability. That's what I feel. Security, stability, learning to trust yourself and trust your intuition, connecting with your spirituality. Some of you maybe have been angry at God or questioned the existence of God, and you're finding your faith again, and you're making peace with the things that have, you know, been this obstacle between you and your spiritual relationship. So this is a time of really big shifting, evolving, healing. It's a new chapter, really. It really is a new chapter. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those might resonate more for you than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love readings for January are linked in the description. February love readings will be popping up over the next few days. You'll see them. You'll get the notifications. 2022 12-month forecasts are linked in the description. Make sure to check those out as well if you haven't already. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. One more little housekeeping, matter of housekeeping here. I do want to apologize, those of you Leos that have made it this far. There were technical difficulties last week. I did a reading for Leo. I put it to load, but we had some technical difficulties and the reading was lost. And I did not realize that happened until I saw the comments. I will be more careful in the future. I will be more cautious. I got distracted. My poor little doggy that I adopted, I had to board him because I had to travel. And when I picked him up, he was severely neglected. And there were signs of abuse. I lost it. And I had to take him back to the vet. I've been taking care of him, getting him back to health again. It's been chaos. But I appreciate you guys for sticking it out with me and for forgiving me for the mishap from last week. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I'm wishing you all a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Take care and be well, Leo.